Yo, what is up guys, Faders here, and welcome back to another Hytale news video. Today we got the blog post about the WorldGen introduction. But first guys, I want to go ahead and shout out my Hytale Discord. Go ahead and join it. I will leave a link down in the description. And guys, enjoy the trailer.
I just want the billies, I won't ever change. Woke up in the hillies, red dots on my phone. If it ain't about money, then bitch leave me alone.
Alright, so we just got the WorldGen introduction trailer, and it says, today we're going to provide a first look at Hytale's world generation system, the technology that underpins every area you'll explore as you progress through adventure mode. As you might expect, there's a lot to cover, so let's get to it. First, however, a quick note. In order to focus on WorldGen and avoid spoilers, we've disabled creatures and enemies in most of the screenshots below. So they're not going to be showing any creatures and whatnot, just so they don't spoil them for later on in the future. So guys, we got the first image right here, World Slices Research, and it says the world of Orbis. So this is going to be in the Orbis world. As you guys know, we have multiple worlds. I'm not going to be getting into that right now, but I will leave like a little screenshot that you guys might have seen by now. This piece of concept art is one of the first we produced when development of Hytale began. It depicts 4 of the zones that make up the planet of Orbis, which is where the bulk of Hytale's storyline takes place. As you can see, each zone is unique. Our world generation system draws a different set of rules for each one, and each has its own set of biomes. If you look closely, you'll get a sense of how underground topography changes from the winding caves and dungeons of Zone 1 to the subterranean forest of Zone 4. So that is the World Slices Research, so tell me what you guys think about that down below in the comment section. Next up, we got generating a zone. Here's an example of a zone-based WorldGen in action. You're looking at a top-down view of Zone 1, comprising several different biomes: forest, lake, hills, ravines, and more. Our WorldGen system ties these together seamlessly along with topographical features like ponds and rocky outcrops. You can also see a handful generated points of interest. So this image you're looking at right now puts forest, lakes, hills, ravines, and more in one image, so that looks pretty awesome. Here's another image right here. Each zone has its own set of blocks and distinct content, including furniture sets, NPC races, creatures, critters, plant life, weather, and geology. Exploring a cave in Borea will be very different from exploring a cave in the Emerald Grove. And they got these 2 images right here, so these are 2 different biome, you know, like buildings and whatnot. So they do look similar, just like different types of blocks and whatnot. Next, we got coastal areas and the deep ocean. Zones have different coastal features too, including specific biomes for the shoreline. Above, you can see a mountainous coast in Zone 3, whereas below you can see a sand of Zone 2. So this is what the sand of Zone 2 looks like right over here. These unique WorldGen elements continue underwater with secrets to find if you're brave enough to venture beneath the waves. So oh my god guys, this is so hype. So you're not only going to be finding stuff above ground, you're also going to be exploring underwater with scuba gear, and you're going to be able to explore down there as well. And there's going to be gigantic creatures as well, which we already saw before on their website, which is pretty awesome. So honestly, I can't wait for this. That's not all. However, venture far enough from land and you'll encounter the ocean shelf, a sudden drop off at the edge of each zone that leads to a deep ocean. The deep ocean is effectively a zone all by itself. It holds many dangers and rewards. For intrepid explorers to discover, you'll have to prepare carefully in order to survive the deep ocean. So like I said, you're gonna have to get scuba gear and a lot more stuff just to be able to get in the deep ocean. Beyond the oceans lie the infinite lands. Hytale's storyline won't take you out far, but our WorldGen tech will ensure that there's always something for you to find beyond the edge of the world. Next, we got generated caves and dungeons. World generation applies to underground areas too, including caves and dungeons. While these will play differently in each zone, there are a few universal principles that govern each. Caves are full of secrets and creatures to encounter, and will be an important source of resources. They are entirely procedurally generated based on rules that differ from zone to zone. Dungeons are a little different. They comprise multiple chambers and encounters joined by connecting passageways, often culminating in a final room, providing challenges and special rewards tailored by our world team. And we got this little, you know, cave system or dungeon. I don't really know. I think this might be like a dungeon that you could go through. This is a very large image, guys. I don't know how I'm going to fit this on screen for you guys, but this cave system is gigantic. Next, we got prefabs. Dungeons are just one example of how prefabricated content is incorporated into Hytale's world generation. We've created thousands of prefabs 3,785 so far. They run the range from environmental features like trees and rocks, faces all the way up to ruins, buildings, and special encounters. These are distributed throughout the world at random and sometimes appear only once, but may feature hand-designed challenges, objectives, and rewards. And here you can see each prefab is custom built, and this is equivalent to a blueprint for particular pieces of content. In addition to their visual design, they could have their own triggers and events attached to. Next, we got portal dungeons. This is the Gaian portal right here. Above you can see concept art for a special kind of prefab, the entrance to a portal dungeon. When you meet the criteria necessary to unlock one, you'll enter a hand-designed encounters with its own rules and terrain. You'll be limited to what blocks you could break within these portal dungeons, challenging you to overcome obstacles using other skills. Depending where you find them, portal entrances can take several different forms. And here you can see a picture of a dungeon entrance research. What you find on the other side will vary massively. Here's a glimpse of an early portal dungeon, the Temple of Gaia, along with one of its component parts, the Garden of Elements. And guys, this looks freaking amazing. The Temple of Gaia dungeon. So I guess whenever you go through the portal entrance, you're gonna get teleported into space or whatever this thing is. I'm not really too sure, and it's just gonna be floating in space, and you're gonna have to go and fight through, and I guess you might have to like save Gaia herself. I'm not really too sure, guys, but this thing looks amazing. We also have like a tiny image of what is showing inside of the temple, and you can see some sort of crystals, and I guess that could be Gaia laying like, you know, in between the crystals. I'm gonna try to zoom in as best as I can for you guys. I don't know if I really can do much with this, but I'm going to try to zoom in. But yeah, that is the Temple of Gaia dungeon. Next, we got the Garden of Elements, and it says Corrupted Golem. So this is where you're going to teleport, where we saw, you know, the map. I'm going to try to have an image right now of where you got to go to defeat the corrupted golems with the Quebecs. So I guess his place is called the Garden of Elements. Next up, we got Happy Little Accidents. You've now got a sense of the broad principles that govern world generation in Hytale. From unique zones to hand-designed dungeons, all of this is governed by a set of rules. And some of our favorite environmental features when two contrasting set of rules collide. We call these happy little accidents, moments when the principles you've laid out for a given zone combine in surprising ways. We got this other image right here. It says, we've discovered rivers that carve their way through mountainous and dungeons that have been split in half by a ravine. Swampy terrain might creep halfway up a mountain, or you might be exploring a cave only to discover a lost mine deep within. These small touches help ensure that every world and the adventure you have truly feel different. And guys, we have the last image right here. It says, what's more, all of the world generation system we've created will be fully customizable by content creators. You could tweak WorldGen rules or write your own through configuration files. You could also build and share your own prefabs and dungeons, including instance portal dungeons. You can create and configure your own blocks, environments, and even NPCs. Combining all these options together gives content creators the power to craft biomes, zones, and ultimately worlds of their own. And guys, that right there is the blog post about WorldGen. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to go ahead and slap that like button. Tell me what you guys think of this down below in the comment section, and also don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications. If you guys want to go ahead and join my Hytale Media Discord, the link will be down in the description, and the comment section will be pinned at the top. So go ahead and join it, become a Quebec, where we talk everything Hytale related. And yeah guys, that is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.